Salutations readers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nkechi, and for today I'm giving y'all the Bookish A-Z Hot or Not book tag. So, I was actually tagged for this book tag by Leslie from Books, Girls, and Purse, so thank you, Leslie, for tagging me, even though it has definitely been a while since you tagged me in this. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. This book tag was created by another bibliophile reads. I will link the original tag below, and I'll also link down below Leslie's addition to this tag as well, and I will also provide the questions or the things down in the video description as well. So the idea pretty much of this book tag is really just like a to Z, so there's just things that's like book related, A through Z, and I say it's like, hey, this is hot or this is not. It's like yay or nay kind of thing. Because like honestly, I think that's what I'm gonna go with, because like hot or not, I'm like, I don't know if I really say something that's like hot. That's not usually my way of just describing things personally, but I am here for a hell yes and I'm here for a hell not if it goes that strongly. But you know, y'all get the idea. So this is supposed to be like a rapid fire kind of thing, so it's just really like a yay or nay kind of thing. So I'm gonna try my best to do all that, but there's gonna be some things in here I think I might need to think about a little bit more. But I think that's it. That's all the pre-info I have for y'all, so let's just get right into the tag. So A is for audiobooks. Audiobooks? Hell fucking yes. I mean, do I really need to explain it? If you've just been on my channel for like 5 minutes, y'all will know that I love audiobooks. B, building romance. So that's pretty much like a coming of age. I'll have to say also, yeah, I'm actually here for a coming of age tale. Most often it is young adult, but I have read some coming of age tales that are also adult, so it's not just for the young adults, it's also for the adult category as well. C is for children's books. I'm gonna have to say not, because for me personally, I'm too old for it. I don't find it useful for me to read children's literature. I'm just too old for it, and I don't have any siblings at that age range at all, and I don't engage much with children of that age to even bother reading them. So yeah, that's it. D is for digital. Definitely, I've been getting a lot more, again, that goes with audiobooks, but also with ebooks. I've definitely been getting a lot more into ebooks because now I have a Kindle, so yes. E is for experimental, so that's kind of like more like just books that really like experiment on form and writing and even genre, and I have to say, hell yes. Sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes it really works, but for the most part, I am genuinely curious just to see how an experimental book could work for me, so I will have to say yes. F is for fantasy. Hell fucking yes. I mean, it's my predominantly read genre that I've ever read in my entire life, so yes. G is for graphic novel. I'll say hell yes, with an asterisk in the sense of I don't read a lot of it, but the format of a graphic novel, yes. Do I read much of it? Not really, but I'm not opposed to it. H is for horror. I have to say also a yes. That's a hell yes. I have been getting more into reading horror, not avidly a horror reader, but I have been getting more into it, and I've been curious for some like newer released horror and some horror here and there. So yeah, exploring it, but enjoying it. I is for inspiration. I wasn't really sure what the inspiration was in relation to until I saw Leslie's video and talk about like more like inspirational. Like the book is like inspirational. I'm gonna just say no, just for the sense of that I don't gear towards that. I'm not really sure on the inspirational part, so I have to say it's like it's really due to like I don't read it as much, and I don't think I gravitate towards it, so I'm just gonna say no. J is for journalism. I don't read much of nonfiction, but I do want to try to get better at reading things that are more journalistic. So technically speaking, not just for the fact that I don't read much of it, but I'm not like actively opposed to it, if that makes sense. K is for Kitsch. I'm going to say no, that not really my thing. Don't really care for it. L is for library. Obviously, I borrow a lot from my library digitally and physically, so that's just a yes. M is for mystery. I don't really read much of it, but I do like it though when books have a mystery element, so I'm going to say hell yeah. N is for nonfiction. Again, don't read much of, but I am trying to read more of it, so I'm going to say yes. It's not quite like a hot or like a hell yes, but like it's there. I'm reading more of it, just not avidly. O is for Omnibus, so things like bind-ups, I think. So like manga bind-ups or bind-ups of series. I'm gonna say not, even though I do own Omnibus of like manga for like Fullmetal Alchemist. Like I owned all Fullmetal Alchemist Omnibus volumes, but I don't really look out for much of Omnibus of anything, to be honest. It has to be something that I genuinely love, and it's not very often, so it's a not. P is for poetry. I don't really read poetry much, so it's gonna have to be a not, but I am trying to see if I can get a little bit more into poetry. It's just that it's just a form of writing that, like, I like the idea of, but I don't always understand it as much, so I don't really grab towards it much either. Q is for quests. I mean, I read a lot of fantasy, and a lot of fantasy is adventure stories, and a lot of adventure stories tend to do with quests, so I'm gonna say hell yes, just for the fact that a lot of the books I read tend to be some sort of a quest or an adventure of some sort. R is for romance. This is hard. I don't even know. I'm not an avid romance reader, so I can't say a hell yes. So it's leaning towards a not. S is for science fiction. I will have to say a hell yes. Don't read as much of it like in fantasy, but I am reading more of it. T is for translation. I will also say like a hell yes, with an asterisk of it being that I don't read much of it, even though I am trying to read more translated works, but it's not like a deterrent for me. If something's translated, I'm actually even more curious, because then I want to know and like what's it's originally the original language and then all the other things. Who's the translator? I'm very curious. So I have to say a hell yes, despite the fact I don't read much translated literature. U is for Übermensch, which I had to look up what that even meant, and it's pretty much just like a character within a story that like has all knowledge of all the things, and I'm gonna have to say no. I find characters like that to be kind of boring and uninteresting. I'm like, sure, you have all the answers, but then my main character or a character that I'm following has to like find the answers to these things, and it's like, well, you could have just told them. I don't know. I just really don't like it, so I'm gonna have to say not on that one. V is for Victorian, and I wasn't sure what this meant, but it seems like it's more a reference to books that were published from 1837 to 1901. And I have to say not, because that's a little bit too old of a classic for me to really get interested in, unfortunately. I'm definitely more of a modern classic reader if I were to read a classic, and I have some difficulty going from that time period for some reason, so yeah. But a book, although if the book is set during that time and it's written by a modern day author, that's different. But for the most part, I think specifically for this book that was written in this time period, and I'm gonna have to say not. W is for Western. I'm gonna have to say not, just for the fact I don't really gravitate towards Westerns much. The only Western I really know of that I really have read is Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas, but that's pretty much it. I don't really care too much for Westerns in general. They don't quite gravitate towards me. And then X is for X-rated. I'm assuming it's definitely a lot more like graphic sexual content or like smut, spicy books. Not really. In fact, I don't really like graphic sexual content. Y is for young adult, and I have to say, yes, I still do read some young adult, not as much as I used to, like a few years ago, but now I still read it. Just not as much, and I am a lot more picky as far as what young adult works I will pick up versus others. And then Z is for, I think, Zeitgeist. I think that's how you pronounce the word. And I also had to look up what this one even meant. And it's pretty much regarding like the spirit of a particular time period. And I'm not really sure how to interpret this, to be honest. Like, I don't have an example to reference to answer this. So I'm just going to say not. Generally, I don't really get this one, so I'm just going to say not. Just for my lack of understanding and my own ignorance, honestly. But that's pretty much it. That's literally it, y'all. That was all the questions. Yeah, very much a very quick book tag video for y'all. Hope y'all enjoy. Comment down below y'all responses to any of these lettered questions here, if y'all want to try. I mean, I will be tagging a few people in my video description. If you see this video and you're interested in like answering the questions, you can do it in the comments. You can make your own video, what have you. I'm tagging you as well. Anyways, that's it. That's all I have for y'all. Like the video if you like it. You know, comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe if you're new here, if you want to. And if you made this far into the video and you don't have much else to say, but you want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here, leave me a fire emoji for hot or an ice cube emoji for not. Anyways, thank you all again for coming onto this video, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye!